Hey, thanks for checking out our video. My name is Jeremy Baker, founder of Baker Law Group. This video is part of our Legal Tips of the Week series. Today I want to talk about fiduciary duties. A fiduciary is someone in a position where they must act for someone else's benefit. For example, a trustee is a fiduciary who is responsible for managing a trust assets for the benefit of the trust's beneficiaries. A guardian is a fiduciary who is responsible for managing someone else's care with their best interest in mind. If you are a fiduciary, it's important to understand your duties and responsibilities. These positions come with a high level of trust. If you fail to fulfill your fiduciary duties, you could find yourself in civil court for breach of a fiduciary duty. If you have a fiduciary working on your behalf, you should also be aware of the responsibility they have to you. In general, a fiduciary has a duty to exercise the care and skill that an ordinary person would use to protect and preserve their own interests or property. In other words, a fiduciary has to manage the matters entrusted to them just as carefully as they would manage their own. For example, there is a fiduciary duty between a trustee and a beneficiary that obligates the trustee to act in the interest of the beneficiary. This might mean making sure that the trust's assets are invested wisely, or making sure that any assets being sold are sold at the best price possible. This obligation increases with the level of honesty and disclosure due to the beneficiary. A trustee must share certain information, such as a trust accounting or inventory, if the beneficiary requests it. In addition, a fiduciary cannot allow their own personal motives to interfere with their duty, and they must not receive a personal benefit at the client's expense. To use the trustee example again, it would be unethical for a trustee to hire a business that they personally own to perform services for the trust and then pay that business an unreasonably high rate for those services from the trust funds. They would be using the trust assets unwisely by overpaying for the services, and their business's gain would benefit them personally. As I mentioned earlier, if a beneficiary acts contrary to their duty, it's called a breach of a fiduciary duty, which can result in civil action being filed in court. That's why it's so important to understand what fiduciary duty is and what requirements come with certain fiduciary roles, such as a trustee or personal representative. If you are a fiduciary who would like to learn more about fiduciary duties, or if you believe a fiduciary has breached their duty to you, you can find more resources on our website at www.jbakerlawgroup.com or by clicking the link below.